This is Dateline News and Conversation, and this is my commentary on the last person who attempted to avoid the conflict we find ourselves immersed in today. The Democrats, Barack the Chameleon Obama, Hillary Clinton, Joe Biden, Victoria Nuland, created the Russophobia and hate Donald Trump witch hunt and campaign that has wrapped the USA around the proverbial axle from which there is no extraction. I must make it very clear at the outset that I have abandoned US politics and, of course, the fraudulent elections. Presidents are not elected, they are selected. I will also state that if there was ever a shred of democracy in the United States, it died with the assassination of President John F. Kennedy. I also want to make it clear that this video is in no way an endorsement of Donald Trump, but it is a factual account of what he attempted to do in Helsinki in July of 2018 when he met with Vladimir Putin and held the press conference afterwards. Unfortunately, even before he boarded his plane for the return to Washington, people like Lindsey Graham, John McCain, John Brennan, and the mainstream media were attacking him like the pack of jackals they are. And I am sure he was met in the Oval Office on his return by unknown operatives who threatened him and his family if he didn't change course. He did, and abandoned his attempts to normalize U.S.-Russia relations. His immediate about face was and is as clear as day. And it didn't stop there. The rampant, already proven false claims of Russian interference by the Democrats and Hillary Clinton continues to this day in an attempt to hide the crimes of Joe Biden and his criminal family, and to use the FBI as a political weapon to destroy Trump and prevent him from running in the next election. Here's the video of the joint press conference in Helsinki immediately after their day-long meeting. On July 16, 2018, President Trump went to Helsinki to meet President Putin. People everywhere, and here in America, should be relieved that Presidents Trump and Putin have publicly declared their intentions for continued dialogue in the pursuit of peace and better relations between our two countries. Apart from what many believe about Donald Trump and President Putin, both must be credited for this historic achievement. We can only redouble our efforts here, in Russia, and around the world to hold them accountable. For too long now, the world has been held in nuclear hostage by our two countries. Life on Earth is hanging in the balance.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Negotiations with the President of the United States, Donald Trump, took place in a frank and business-like atmosphere. I think we can call it a success and a very fruitful round of negotiations. We had a good conversation with President Trump, and I hope that we start to understand each other better, and I'm grateful to Donald for it. Clearly, there are some challenges left when we were not able to clear all the backlog, but I think that we made a first important step in this direction.
I have just concluded a meeting with President Putin on a wide range of critical issues for both of our countries. We had direct, open, deeply productive dialogue. Went very well. I'm here today to continue the proud tradition of bold American diplomacy. From the earliest days of our republic, American leaders have understood that diplomacy and engagement is preferable to conflict and hostility. A productive dialogue is not only good for the United States and good for Russia, but it is good for the world. The disagreements between our two countries are well known, and President Putin and I discussed them at length today. But if we're going to solve many of the problems facing our world, then we're going to have to find ways to cooperate in pursuit of shared interests. Too often in both recent past and long ago, we have seen the consequences when diplomacy is left on the table. But our relationship has never been worse. Nothing would be easier politically than to refuse to meet, to refuse to engage, but that would not accomplish anything. Constructive dialogue between the United States and Russia affords the opportunity to open new pathways toward peace and stability in our world. I would rather take a political risk in pursuit of peace than to risk peace in pursuit of politics. We also discussed one of the most critical challenges facing humanity, nuclear proliferation. We also agreed that representatives from our national security councils will meet to follow up on all of the issues we addressed today and to continue the progress we have started right here in Helsinki. Today's meeting is only the beginning of a longer process, but we have taken the first steps toward a brighter future. It's in the interest of both of our countries to continue our conversation, and we have agreed to do so.
Here is what Trump faced as soon as he returned home. The escalating downturn of U.S. relations with Russia and the out-of-control Russophobia and Putin bashing in the American and Western media and coming out of Washington has made the whole world a more dangerous place than during the Cold War. It should be abundantly clear for anyone with a tiny shred of openness, objectivity, and honesty that Trump attempted to reverse the course we are on today, the march to thermonuclear annihilation. He emphasized in that press conference in Helsinki the need to reduce nuclear proliferation and the threat that it caused to all mankind. And now we have a senile, bumbling, stumbling, babbling criminal, Joe Biden, who has taken the United States to the edge of economic, social, and spiritual collapse, and the whole world to the brink of nuclear annihilation. For the record, Trump tried, and they crucified him.